live on the internet. I'm hoping that you can hear me because I am not mic'd up. Um, we'll see if someone ends up coming into the live, but if this ends up being a video on demand and if I end up publishing it, we'll see. The reason I say that is I'm going to have a slightly different video today, and I may lose some of you in this, but I may gain some of you as well. But I think what I want to talk about is why we drink. Now, there's a whole host of reasons for this, but I want to get kind of deep into the weeds of some quite sort of spiritual stuff, which, I told you I'd lose some of you, didn't I? But if you think back to, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, even the early 2000s, before the kind of prevalence of the internet, really, we had much simpler lives. I was born in the 70s. I'm a Gen Xer, and in my mind, society peaked in the 90s. But I'm sure a lot of people would have different versions of that. We probably all think that the decade that's in our 20s is the best. But what I will say is the powers that be, whoever they are, have been able to kind of trick us for a long, long time. And I was speaking to somebody, excuse me, I've got an itchy nose. Oh, sorry. I was speaking to someone recently who's one of the members, and he said, when something's bad for you when it's on every street corner. So that could be alcohol, like pubs and bars, even coffee. Like, we had a quite long conversation about caffeine and how that's really bad for you and how it completely, destroyed my nervous system and completely made me really anxious years ago. But where I'm kind of going with all of this is, why do we drink? Because we've been lied to, and the powers of the world, these kind of rich families, and these the power behind the throne, shall we say, the people that run the presidents, that run the world. As I say, I told you I'd lose some of you, but they've lied to you, because alcohol is a way of cutting you off from who you are as a person. It's a way of isolating you. It separates you from family. It separates you from self. It separates you from the source. It separates you from the universe. It separates you from God, whatever you want to call it. I would say the universe. Other people would say God, but I think we're probably talking about the same thing. And alcohol is one of those amazing tools for control, and it crushes you under its boot heel, and it just keeps you down, and it keeps you scared. It keeps you easy to control. So if you're of a similar age to me, because I'm in my 40s, and even if you're younger, that spell needs to be broken. And I think the interesting thing is, a lot of younger people, especially Gen Z and Alpha and all these kind of people, they're just not drinking. Very, very rarely are they drinking to the extent that we probably, or certainly I, drank at. And there is an argument to say it's too expensive and all of this kind of stuff, but you can get cheap alcohol anywhere, really. You can go and buy a bottle of vodka for $15 or $20 or something, and that'll completely ruin you, as you know. But I think the game is almost up for these people that want to be peddling this alcohol and this crap to us, because I just don't think the same tricks work anymore. Like, the same kind of crap that worked on me. I used to think I was cool drinking, and I was always the one that would drink more than everybody else, and there was some weird kudos in that. Like, I think about it now, and it's like, wow, so you're the biggest loser then. You're the biggest moron. And ultimately, I was the biggest moron back in the day. I think back to when I was younger, and I thought I was really hardcore, and I I liked to party, and I thought I was great. But I look back now and I see people that didn't drink, and I kind of envy them. So I really fell for the psyop. And as I say, this is a little bit of a different video today, and I'm in a sort of philosophical frame of mind, so I'm not sure if this is going to land with a lot of people, but I think you owe it to yourself, whether it's with me or someone else, you owe it to yourself to put the drink down, because it's a method of control. It's like over COVID, when we all had to wear masks like a muzzle over our face. It's another way of controlling you. And if you're anything like me, you don't like people telling you what to do. You don't like people controlling you. You don't want, the man or whatever sticking their finger in your face and saying, "Get down, you belong to me." That shit's not going to wash with me. So it's only since removing alcohol as a factor in my life that I've come to really see this. I've always been a little bit out of left field. I've always known that something is not right with the world. It's like that line from The Matrix that Morpheus says to Neo. He says, something's not right with the world. It's like a splinter in your mind, but you just can't quite figure out what it is. And I've had that for a long time. And obviously with what's going on with the Epstein files, all of these things, we know that there's some shady shit that's been going on for a very, very long time. Centuries, possibly millennia. Maybe this is the way things always work. Maybe there's things that we're not supposed to know as peons, as the kind of little people. And there is something to be said for, I think we look back nostalgically at the 80s and the 90s and early 2000s, because the ignorance was bliss. Again, let's use The Matrix. There was the guy that betrayed them to go back into the Matrix, and he wanted to be somebody important, and he didn't want to remember anything. The guy that's eating the steak, I completely forget his name now, but you know who I mean. So there is a blissful ignorance, and I think we're waking up en masse in a huge way, and I'm certainly seeing it with people that want to quit drinking. And this is like the first stage. It's like exiting childhood and entering, I was going to say adulthood, but we're probably entering, a civilizational adolescence. So I don't know. I think, as I say, you owe it to yourself to remove alcohol, remove any sort of addictive substances from you, and just take the collar from around your neck and just say no more. Whether that's with me, whether that's with somebody else, whether you do it on your own, because that's another thing. Can you quit drinking on your own? Absolutely. I did it, but I had problems, I had issues, I relapsed, I went back to things, I had nobody to guide me. And as I said in a previous one of these lives, I'm not here to convince you not to drink. I can't. I'm not in charge of you. I don't live with you. I can't lock you in a room and make you do it, but I'm here to guide you. I'm here to help you, and that's what the entire program is all about. It's a support network, and it's from somebody that has been through this journey that you're going on and has helped many people get through this journey. And rather than you spin your wheels for 2 years or longer trying to quit, maybe you never quit, I'll shrink that down to 3-6 months for you, so you know all of the kind of pitfalls that are going to befall you. But anyway, let's not turn this into a sales pitch. I'm just in a little bit of a philosophical mood today, and I just wanted to talk, I guess, off cuff and just from the heart, and just perhaps show a little bit more of my personality rather than just doing scripted YouTube videos. And I'm so sorry, I'm just looking out the window and there's a forest. I don't know, out the window over there, you probably can't see, but there was a huge fox in the woods. That's interesting, isn't it? That's kind of freaked me out. This is probably as good a time as any to end the video. So I'm hoping to do a bit more of these. Let me know in the comments below whether this is completely out of left field or whether you like this kind of content, because I can talk for days about this nonsense. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.